Okay, greetings and welcome. My name is TK Byron from A Girl's Essence, and you have discovered an episode of Inspire Pyjama Talks, People That Raise My Benchmark. Today's delightful guests joining us, and we have the same colour sheets which you can't see. They're all the way from the London, UK. Now, I stumbled upon their sassy, savvy self-help. That's a really cool little lingo, by the way. Sassy, savvy self-help, once you get your word around it. And immediately was drawn into their down-to-earth, heart-to-heart, girl-to-girl wisdom. So allow me to introduce you to Persia and Joey. They're best friends and founders of Addictive Daughter, which is a really cool space. Check it out. It's a really cool space to inspire young ladies to change their lives from the inside out. Comparing yourself to others. I know for me it was such a huge thing growing up.
I think as a teenager is such a massive topic, isn't it? And like Persia says, social media really doesn't help with that. So I guess each of us, it's really important to take responsibility for yourself and figure out where you sit with that. Do you sit on Facebook and obsess over how good your ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend is and what she's doing, and how healthy is your relationship to social media? Because it's only us can do anything about that. And I know for myself, I limit myself now. I won't wake up in the morning and look straight on my Facebook feed because it just gets me off to the wrong start, to a new day.
Yeah, and like everything, I think it comes down to self-worth again, because I know one of the things I used to do, and I'm sure many people, if they're honest with themselves, will admit to this too, is I used to hack into my boyfriend's Facebook, Hotmail. It was like the most normal thing in the world. I think they did it to me too. And then obviously if you go looking for something bad, you will find it at some point. And it destroyed me, and from that moment I was like, never doing that again. But the reason I did that, in the same way why I will sit and stalk someone, I don't do that as much as I'm not perfect, but I don't do as much as I used to, significantly less, is because I know about myself and I'm looking for validation. I'm looking what's she doing that's better than me? It's that thing of like you're peering into your neighbour's fence almost metaphorically to see how are they living and what are they doing and how can I maybe be more like them. And also that the other side of it is when someone, we see it with celebrities all the time, when someone messes up or breaks up or goes to rehab or whatever, that we almost makes us feel better, bit more validated. Oh, I'm not quite as much of a screw up as them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I guess what you're saying about validation and what we've really noticed with young people today, I'm going to keep this brief because I could talk about it forever.
No, that's okay.
For women today, we have, most people are not sort of settling down and having babies and husbands and stuff till perhaps 30, okay? So unlike many years ago, we have like a whole decade of time. Yeah. And how do we use that time? Well, a lot of people who are kind of teens, 20s, we use it going out drinking, being obsessed in romance and all of that sort of stuff. And so I guess it's like, who are you without boys and without getting drunk or shopping, all those things that we validate? If you take that away, all of that stuff away, and you sit quietly with yourself, who are you? And I think it's a really important question to ask. When you can, try and really simplify your life, and because self-worth, I think we put so much on top of ourselves to kind of become this amazing, confident, woman, but actually remove all of that crap and what's left beneath, and that's the stuff that you really want to be looking at and working on as a young woman, because it will only benefit you as you go on, in all areas of your life, relationships, careers. It's all about the self-worth.
So there's actually 2 little tips that I myself have been doing throughout January. But they're well-known self-help tips. And the first one is, every day for 21 days, if you have a little journal or a diary, write down 3 things you value about yourself. It is amazing because and they can't be the same. None of them can be the same, so you can't 100 times. That really encourages you to start looking at, what actually am I good at? What do people compliment me on? The second one, and this one brought up so much awkwardness and uncomfortableness, if that's a word, in me, is take a little mirror, and every morning or evening, say into this little mirror, hold it up to your face and say, I love you 3 times. And you'll want to die at the beginning. You'll actually be like, this is so awkward, even if you're alone, in your own room doing it. And actually, you know, so no one else is seeing. It's not about embarrassment for them. It's within yourself. It's really uncomfortable because, and yet we will give that love and that obsession, and we'll tell our friends how much we love them and how great they are, or the boy that we're with. But it's really hard to do it to yourself. So if you can do both of those 2 tips for 21 days, I guarantee that you will see a little shift, or a big shift. A big shift.
They say treat yourself like someone you love. And I think for us girls, you know, particularly the ones who put so much into the relationship, you know, that they're in, if you can give that much love back to yourself, if you can give yourself that time and treat yourself, like do daily loving things for yourself, it will make such a difference to your confidence.
Failures or mistakes, they're just lessons. It's really hard. It's really hard. I think one of our mantras, again, is progress, not perfection.
Oh, love it.
Forgive yourself.
That's the biggest one, I think. Being gentle. Being gentle with yourself and being able to forgive and just not hold on to, you know, the times where you didn't quite achieve what you wanted to, or where you've messed up. It's fine, you know, like I think we can be so hard on ourselves, perfectionists particularly, and it's no good, and it's a waste of energy, and it just holds you back from all the things that you could do if you were just moving forward and being more gentle with yourself.
And it's that cliche of when one door closes another one opens, or another spin of that is, you know, sometimes things don't happen the way that you wanted, but actually it's like in hindsight you see, thank God that happened. Like for example, when me and Joey went through that breakup at the same time, I was supposed to be moving to LA to become an actress, you know, not become, but act over there, even though I deep down felt, I know I'm not meant to be doing this. And the reason I wanted to do that in the first place was to get some validation and feel like, because in LA everyone tells you you're fabulous if you're English. So I just loved it, you know, but it would not have been a healthy move. And I invested about $5,000, which was all my savings, into this visa. And it was a dodgy company, and it was clear from the get-go. But I just wanted it so much that... anyway, it was when the relationship broke down, I lost all this money, I wasn't going to LA. Like, basically, about 5 things in my life came crashing down all at the same time. My self-worth was just like on the floor. But I chose to go, no, I'm not going to go back into my old destructive behaviour and just get into a new unhealthy relationship or drink drugs, whatever it was. I'm going to really look after myself. And I can see that all of those different things actually, not only they led me to my current relationship, those awful things, funnily enough, they led, most importantly, well, equally importantly, they led to me and Joey becoming best friends again, because we were not in a good place with our friendship before. And also Addictive Daughter. From all of that chaos, Addictive Daughter came. And it came because we chose to see those situations in a different way.
The opportunity. I think it's definitely a shift in perception. You know, if you can see and look for the lessons, and even if you can't even see the lesson at the time, just trust that it's happening for a reason. And all you need to do is just take the next right step. What can I do? Just the next thing that hopefully will just shift me into a slightly more positive direction. And even I know that's so hard to think about when you're on the floor and everything's gone wrong, but it's just the next step, because if you keep taking those steps, you're going to end up somewhere brilliant. You are.
I love what you said about choices in one of your vlogs, about how we will always have a choice, but one will probably take us more closer to where we could be, and one could take us away. So I think in that moment there, like what you were saying about the next step, what's just like the next right choice to kind of get me out of where I am. So I love
and it's amazing. You can see people who have made maybe, you know, slightly choices that they maybe knew at the time weren't great, and you take one choice that takes you away, and all of a sudden you're on a completely different path, which you can end up somewhere quite miserable. And it's just that I've seen that happen with so many people.
It's also, I think, trusting in the process and trusting that things will happen in their own time. We've really seen this Addictive Daughter, because there'll be something that we really wanted to happen, because we thought, oh, that will get us, you know, our message spread out to more people, and then it didn't happen, and we felt so like low because we put our heart into this and everything into it, and we really want people to know about it and to hear about it, and because it's changed our life so much. You know, what we share has changed our life. And when things didn't happen the way that we initially wanted to, actually give it a little bit more time, they happened better than we could ever have anticipated.
And when we were ready.
Love it. Love it.
it will all be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay.
Definitely.
Just that.
I think that's do as much as you can and try and fill yourself. I think this is the thing. When I was young, I was not aware of any of the kind of self-improvement stuff. I think I'd have benefited from it a lot when I was in my teenage years.
Yeah.
So just try and kind of expand your mind, find people that inspire you, find role models, and just trust that everything's going to be great in the end.
Love it. I love it. If your life was a song, what song would it be?
Oh my gosh.
'Cause I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.